Imagine flipping on your coffee maker tomorrow morning and nothing happens.
Someone's gonna fucking die.
Your car won't start. The grocery shelves are empty.
How am I gonna be a fat American?
The lights go out. All because one invisible thing that runs your entire life just disappeared overnight. That thing? Oil. And tonight, we are pulling back the curtain on exactly how deep it is buried in your everyday reality. The fights we've had over it, the economy it props up, the absolute hell that hits if the petrodollar system that keeps the dollar king suddenly collapses. Welcome to Aaron's Smoke Break, our reality check. This is going to be a special I do that you didn't know you needed. No hype, no bullshit, just facts that are going to hit different. For everyone from the guy flipping burgers to the suit in the corner office. Time to dive deep. Here's the part most people get dead wrong. You hear oil and you picture gas pumps, right? That's just the tip. In reality, a single barrel of crude oil gets turned into over 6,000 different products that you touch, eat, wear, or swipe on your face every damn day. Shocked yet? Let's unpack what this stuff really does. Oil ain't just fuel. It's the raw material for modern life. We guzzle about 20 million barrels a day in U.S. gasoline alone. That's 43% of our petroleum use. 369 million gallons daily for cars, trucks, planes, diesel for shipping your Amazon crap, heating oil to keep your house from freezing in winter. But here's where it gets wild. Petrochemicals, those basics like ethylene and benzene, turn into plastics, foams, solvents. Your phone case? Plastic from oil. That IV bag saving lives in hospitals? Petroleum derived. Aspirin for your hangover? Benzene from oil. Toothpaste, chewing gum, even the wax on your cheese. Oil's fingerprints are everywhere. In agriculture, fertilizers from oil keep our food supply pumping. Without them, crop yields tank. 1/5 of farming costs tied to this stuff? Roads. Asphalts, that sticky black residue from crude, your roof, your driveway, oil. Hell, even cosmetics, inks, sports gear like football cleats, it's versatile as hell. Gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, plastics, meds, you name it. Oil powers 40% of our energy, 90% of transport. It's not just convenient, it is the foundation. Without it, your everyday vanishes. Mind blown yet? Take a second and look around your room. How much of what you see depends on oil? Drop it in the comments, let's talk about it. Ever wonder why the US can print money like it's going out of style without total collapse? Spoiler! Oil's the secret sauce, and it's called the petrodollar system. Let's dig into how this all works. The oil industry pumps nearly $600 billion into the U.S. economy yearly, supporting over 3 million jobs, from drilling rigs in Texas to refineries on the coast. It cuts our trade deficit by $305 billion annually, saves families $2,500 a year in energy costs. But the real magic? The petrodollar. Back in the 70s, after Nixon ditched the gold standard, we cut a deal with Saudi Arabia. Sell your oil in US dollars, we'll protect you militarily. Boom. Let's pause for a reality check on how this whole thing actually started, because we are talking about a deal that has shaped the global economy for decades. But here's the key thing most people miss. This wasn't one-sided manipulation. This was mutual interest. A deal that benefited both sides and helped shape the modern world. Oil for security, dollars for stability, empires built on energy. It all really starts in 1945, right at the end of World War II. President Franklin D. Roosevelt meets Saudi King Abdulaziz ibn Saud aboard the U.S. warship USS Quincy in the Suez Canal. This meeting becomes the foundation of the modern U.S.-Saudi relationship. The understanding was simple. The United States wanted reliable access to Saudi oil as the global economy prepared for the post-war boom. Saudi Arabia wanted something just as important: security, protection from regional rivals and outside threats. At the time, the Cold War was beginning and global power was shifting past. So the partnership made sense. Oil for stability, security for energy. Fast forward a few decades. Now things are starting to get interesting here. In 1971, President Richard Nixon shocks the global financial system by ending the dollar's convertibility to gold. This becomes known as the Nixon shock. Suddenly the dollar isn't backed by gold anymore. It floats, and the United States needs something new to maintain global demand for dollars. Then 2 years later, the 1973 Yom Kippur War erupts in the Middle East. Arab oil producers impose an embargo on Western countries. Oil prices skyrocket. Global economy goes into shock. And suddenly, the power of oil becomes obvious to everyone. Now enter Henry Kissinger and the Nixon administration in the mid-1970s. The United States and Saudi Arabia negotiated a series of agreements that reshaped the global energy system. Saudi oil exports are priced in US dollars, and Saudi Arabia invests large portions of its oil revenue into US financial markets, including treasury bonds. This arrangement helps reinforce the dollar as the global currency used in energy trade. People later start calling this system the Petrodollar system. But from the Saudi perspective, this made a lot of sense too. Saudi Arabia gained access to advanced American weapon systems. They received military cooperation and security support from the world's most powerful military, and they gained a stable place to invest their rapidly growing oil wealth. Billions of dollars flowing into American financial systems. Protected, stable, liquid. Saudi leaders also faced serious geopolitical risks, regional rivals, internal instability, and shifting Cold War politics. Having the United States as a security partner helped stabilize the Saudi regime and strengthened its position in the region. King Faisal of Saudi Arabia saw the arrangement as mutually beneficial: security for oil, dollars for defense, and stability for both countries. But here's where things start to get interesting again today. Some Saudi officials have explored the possibility of selling some oil in other currencies, including Chinese yuan, not replacing the dollar completely, but diversifying, which raises an interesting question about the future of global energy markets. So was this deal a brilliant geopolitical strategy, or the beginning of a system that made the world deeply dependent on a single energy structure? From the Saudi perspective, this was a smart move, or the beginning of a system that made the world deeply dependent on a single energy structure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Petrodollar system born. Oil, the most traded commodity, gets priced in bucks. Everyone needs dollars to buy it, so countries hoard them. Saudis and OPEC recycle those dollars back into U.S. treasuries, stocks, bonds. That keeps the dollar the global reserve currency. We run massive deficits without crashing. Borrow cheap, keep interest rates low. Geopolitical leverage? Huge oil nations need our stability, so they play ball. It's why we can afford endless wars, cheap imports, that American dream vibe. Here's the fuck you up part. The system's tied to oil demand. As renewables rise or geopolitics shift, crack show. Exciting or scary? Do you think the petrodollar's days are numbered? Let's talk about it. All right, time for the reality bomb. What if it all disappears? Sudden global oil cutoff. Petrodollar crumbles. No gradual transition, just dawn. We are talking Great Depression on steroids. Societal meltdown. Let's walk through it step by step, like a horror movie you can't pause. Day 1, week 1, immediate chaos. Transport dies, planes grounded, trucks idle, ships stuck, no gas for your car. Commute's over, supply chain snap.
Someone's gonna fucking die.
Grocery shelves empty in days. Food shortages hit hard.
Kind of like a bad girlfriend.
We import 17% of our drug. Hospitals, no plastics for IVs. Syringes, meds run out. Power grids falter. Oil's 40% of energy. Blackouts, no heat. Military, even they grind down without fuel. Economy tanks. Global GDP loss of up to 40% if no substitutes. US, 3 million jobs vaporize overnight. Stock markets crash. Banks freeze. Petrodollar collapse. Dollar demand plummets. Hyperinflation kicks in. Cheap imports? Gone. Your $10 t-shirt costs $50. Borrowing costs skyrocket. Government can't fund deficits. Trade deficits reverse hard. We are looking at 35 trillion debt spiral. Sovereign crisis. Societal fallout. Mass unemployment. Riots over food. Cities empty as people flee to farms. Urban areas reclaimed by weeds. Starvation. Plagues. If meds fail, billions die globally. Societies collapse. U.S. living standards? Third worldified. Back to beans and basics, baby. Wars over resources? Likely. Think it's bad now. Go back to before World War II. Back before the most peaceful time in our entire history as human civilization. It's right now. And we will revert back to what we were if we have to go back to resource wars like they used to be. Promise you, people will fight tooth and nail when they are hungry. Depression level? Worse. We are so hooked. Pre-1850 life returns. No tech, no travel. But hey, silver lining, fourth green transition if we survive. Whew. That's the reality check. Oil is not evil. It is essential, but fragile. Petrodollar, our secret sauce. But cracks are showing. Educate yourself. Think about alternatives. What is your takeaway? Hit the comments, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to wake up. Biggest mind blower from this? Drop it. Let's keep the conversation going. This is Aaron Smokebreak, and this is our reality check. Stay real. Thank you for watching, and please stick around for these bloopers, and please remember, like, subscribe, and share. Cut. Go back. IV bag saving lives. Back in the 70s, after Nixon, single energy structure.